and that is this big box here. Starting in the bottom, we have the amp rack that is designed to go onto the rear of the vehicle in that driver's side cubby. These are the factory bolts. Our amplifier pockets into the end here. It has this cool little tongue. So it is designed to sit in like this. It flips up and there's only 2 screws that hold it in place now. These top 2 right here, and then that amplifier will be in the car and ready. We have a set of RCAs. These are 6-channel RCAs, and they are labeled front, rear, and sub. Then we have these bags, 2 big bags here, and they're big Ziplocs. There's also a small bag. This is your screws. We have a giant piece of flexible loom. This is designed to go on the wire after the fact. Very nice. Remote turn on wire. Bag of zip ties. Amplifier speaker adapter. So this end says amplifier, and this has their giant Molex on the other end of it. This is designed to plug into this cable here. Now we have 2 pieces of 8 gauge. This one has the end that plugs here into the amplifier, but what it's missing is the power wire, because the power wire here has the end on it, so this makes it easy to get through the car back to the amplifier where you need to go, and all the wire is terminated. There's even a grommet on place in the wiring, and the fuse is already in. It's a 70 amp fuse, maxi. Very cool. I like that, that's neat. On this end here is where the remote turn on goes in. They have a male and female end that go together like so. Then we have our signal side. Depending on how you're gonna hook this up, this particular system was made to be high level, meaning it's designed to plug into the factory system and give you the RC outputs. So it comes with a high level to low level adapter. If you have the JBL system, then this would be an Amp Pro that it comes with in order to integrate into the system. So they've kind of thought of everything. In our case, we have an aftermarket radio in the dash, so we won't need this, but we will need one of these 2 here. This is a speaker T-harness for the newer body style Toyotas. This is their new 10-pin plug, and it has the cables on the end of it for the extension, which is located here. This is the one we have in this 2018, which is the older style plug. The cool thing about this is we don't have to chop up our harness that's already in the car that is for our aftermarket radio. We just simply unplug it. We can plug this T-harness into it, and we have everything we need. And then this last big harness here is our extension. Go from the T-harness in the dash to the end of the plug on our amplifier. So we have plenty of wiring to get from the back of the vehicle to the front of the vehicle. And then there is one last cable that is lingering around here. It's this one, and I was like, what is this for? If you have to use the converter and you're using the T-harness, you'll notice on the T-harness it says amp. This is your speaker wire, and then it says this guy right here which says converter. The converter is designed to plug in like so. Then it has your RCA ends on it here. That way the RCAs you have will plug into this and go back to the back. They also give you this harness right here, which to the best of my guess is that it plugs in here and it plugs in here, and that gives you another RC output for the subwoofer. For a little screw bag, there's 2 Phillips screws and a couple of washers. These will be used to mount the amp. Now I'm putting these in right now. I'm not going to tighten them down super far because you can see here the one bolt is hidden where this amplifier is sitting. I just want it to stay on the bracket for right now so I can get this positioned into the pocket and see where I need to make holes and whatnot. So this is made to go down deep into here, and these harnesses are supposed to sit like this. Bolts will go into place and I can screw my amplifier in. So the other screws in the bag are 2 longer bolts. and 2 bigger washers that are designed to go here and here into those factory locations. Each one of them comes in their own little bag. For now, I'm just gonna keep them in this bigger bag. However, I am gonna remove them from their one little bag. It seems a bit much. All right, so we have the parts we need to bolt this into place. Now, according to them, they want the wires to go this way, and that is what this big thing is for. It's designed to go right here inside of the pocket and cover up all of the wiring. We're not gonna do that, and this is what I mean by we're gonna go off script. We're gonna go this way with it, up the driver's side of the car. To do that, we're going to put a hole here in the side of this instead of a hole here in the side of that, and make some room for our wires to come out of this. My plan is to open up a slit along here and then down into this side as well, so that all my wiring can come out through this. Alright, this is the area here that I want to remove. Making sure to keep this plastic weld in place here, notching around it. This should give me enough room to get all of the wiring that I want to move out of the way. Pretty close. I'm gonna actually come up just a little bit more on this backside, then it'll be perfect. All right, that gets it in nice and snug. My wires are nice and free, nice and out of the way, and then I'll be able to put it in. So with this panel all set, I'm going to remove those screws because this needs to be off of here. And yes, you guessed it, I'm gonna put them in here for now so that I know exactly where they're at. Now while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about one more hole that I want to create, and that is putting this back in here. This is gonna sit like this. The RCAs are designed to run down and you can see them, they're gonna be exposed. I don't really wanna do that. I'm gonna drill a hole here into the side so my RCAs can come up and into here and I don't actually see anything other than the tips. And for that, we're using a good old-fashioned hole saw, and the reason why we chose to do that instead of a uni-bit is I don't want to drill through the walls here. A little quick cleanup with our deburring tool. Now my panel is all set, ready to get into the car. We need to, though, before we do that, we need to grab the subwoofer box that's gonna go in there because that has to go in first. Speaker box. It is a biggie. Okay, we have some foam, we have a side profile, we have some bolts, we got a giant piece of double-sided tape and some foam. Look at the size of this double-sided tape. So before we get this into the vehicle, unlike what I just said, I need to go to the website and find out what all these things are for. Looking at the instruction manual, go figure, we have to do some more cutting. So for those of you that are timid about the last cutting I did, you're gonna be super like, oh my gosh. This piece here across the top needs to come off. So they tell you to take a piece of tape. Basically you have this nice little L right here. You wanna line the tape up with that all the way across, because you have to remove this top piece from this bottom piece because the subwoofer is going to take the place of this. They do recommend using one of these. And so now we're going to cut along this whole thing all the way across, going slow and making sure not to hurt yourself. All right, that was definitely the funnest thing I've done today. It's nothing I love more than doing a little destruction on some panels. But this is what you want to end up with here so that we can put a top on the box, I guess. The next thing we need to do is get the subwoofers out of the box. There's like 2 screws holding them in. So make sure that you don't think, oh, I'm just gonna, no. The subs are made to come out because the mounting is behind the subwoofer. So we have to put the box into the car and then we put the subs back in. That's what that bag of screws is. Meet me inside and I'll show you what I mean.